In search of a financial opportunity to pay off student loans, a young Black American woman moves to South Korea to work. As the author, Bootsy W. recalls culture shock and fun adventures in a country far from home. She's also faced with anti-Black racism and featureism, quickly learning that white supremacy is practiced not only by whites, but by those that are categorized as people of color. Based on her 10 years of living abroad, the book, Ago Igo, compares and contrasts Korea versus the United States on subjects such as code, communal living, racism, effective protests, global alliances, warrior class, music, political correctness, health, aging, money, and the coronavirus. This blunt memoir is uncomfortable, humorous, and educational. Help fight propaganda and mainstream agendas by picking up a copy of Ago Igo on Amazon.com.
Hello everyone, it's me, Demetra Kaye of the Demetra Kaye Show here on YouTube and a proud contributor of the African Diaspora News Channel and the African Diaspora News Insider. If you can please do me a favor and subscribe to all channels and like this video, I would greatly appreciate it. So, as you guys may not or may be aware of, the NBA, they have allowed fans to start coming back and watching the games in the arenas. And so, with that, has brought some nonsense, right? So, you guys might have seen a couple of the fans have done some pretty wild things, like pouring popcorn on Russell Westbrook as he's leaving and spitting on Trae Young as he's standing right by 50 Cent and his wife or girlfriend or whoever she is. And Kyrie Irving getting a water bottle thrown at him to where it just barely missed him, right? And so these are white fans that are doing those things to these players. And so Kyrie, he said this: "It's unfortunate that sports have come to this crossroads where a lot of old ways are coming up. It's been that way for entertainment for a long time, with underlying racism and being treated like you're in a zoo." And he's actually right. That's what they did, especially to Black people when we were kept in human zoos right there in New York, right? And so they would throw things and all kind of stuff at, to be entertained by Black people in zoos. All right. And so good for him for calling it what it is, and it's racism, right? But what I want to know is, why aren't these pundits that sit on TV calling it racist? And I'm talking about Black pundits. Watch, as you saw there, that was Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny Smith, and Charles Barkley skirting around it. They weren't even skirting around it at that point. They just didn't even go near the word racism. They, said the fans were idiots and they're criminals, and, that's just kind of what they do, but they never really just called it what it was, right? And so listen to this.
And you ask, why is it happening? We've been pent up in COVID for so long. Maybe this is the reason, but then you also have to look at it historically, because this has been happening for a long time. And I think we have to listen to the players now when they're talking about their humanity as human beings, because some of these acts are really dehumanizing and not necessarily fan and player and sport interaction. So there's definitely a fine line.
So as you heard there, that was Meta World Peace and Isaiah Thomas saying, well, it's because of the pandemic. Fans have been kept up in the house too long and they get out and basically they don't know how to act. So they didn't want to call it racism either. And I'm like, okay, I get it. You don't want to mess up your bag. You don't want the oppressor to say, well, they're not, following the talking points and really just denying that racism is a thing. But at some point in time, I would think that you would just, say it is what it is. It's racism, because clearly it is, right? You have white fans, throwing things at Black players. I don't know what else to call that, right? But I would say this: they all could take a note from Naomi Osaka, who, she declined to play in the French Open because she was like, my mental health is most important to me, and I'll walk away from the title and money if it means, taking care of me. And so they need to get some of the courage that she has and, stick up for Black people and say, hey, this is racism, and they need to do something about that. All right, y'all. So for more insightful commentary, please subscribe to this channel and my channel, The Demetra Kaye Show, here on YouTube. Peace.
Welcome to Marion, Ghana, where a kente cloth is what we do, where African weddings and events are our specialty, where African tradition where it's perfected, where beautiful culture resides, where marrying is honorable. mgkente.com, where competitors can't compete in quality or prices. Shop now, mgkente.com.
Hello, everyone. Please make sure you subscribe to the African Diaspora News Channel app on these platforms.